Hey everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our first episode, making EVA foam Stormtrooper binoculars part 1, we got the whole front end of this thing built with all these recesses and cavities and drop downs, multiple layers, and some like overhangs. Nothing on here was hard. Just take your time, line stuff up, and you're gold. And then we shaped out this whole body piece. Okay, so we've got the bulk of this thing built. So now in this episode, making EVA foam Stormtrooper binoculars part 2, we are going to wrap up the build and we're going to seal it and paint it. So we're going to get all these ribs on here, do all these details on the top, all this cool stuff at the front. Just a lot of simple cuts, a lot of layering up, and it's really easy. I mean easy. Then we're going to seal it and we're going to paint it to look like this. We're going to make it look Tatooine gross. Dirty, grody, cruddy, totally chipped up and banged up and scratched up. So, if you're ready to hit it, let's make something. Alright, now we're going to start doing the little details that are going to go on the front of our binoculars. And there's 3 different ones. Here's the first one. We've got 2, 4, 6, and 8 millimeter. Not bad. Alright. Alright, we're going to set that right over the window that we kept clean. Just like that. Alright, there we go. That's a pretty thin little edge we're going to cut. Alright, so we're going to go over to the scroll saw and we're going to cut that out right around the outside of that line. Alright, there we go. We've got a thin little raised edge now, which is exactly what we wanted. I'm going to go from edge to edge, just like that. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to come in and we are going to cut right off of that corner on every one of these little nubs. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to come in and we are going to cut straight off at the end of each one of these. And we're going to have a look just like this. See that? Nice. Alright, now let's try to round off these edges if we can. Alright, there we go. We slightly rounded off these little cogs right there. And Alright, there we go. Perfect. Look at that cool thing. Nice. Alright. We'll line up our mark. Sweet. Alright, now we've got this little piece right here. It's a 24 millimeter inch thick piece. We're going to cut this out on the scroll saw, and what we're going to do is we're going to need to Dremel a bevel on it after we cut it out. So we're going to cut it out first, then we're going to Dremel a bevel. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Now, beautiful. Look at that, man. Cool. Beveled edge around there. That's... All right. Let's get down on this thing here. Same thing as usual. Several different thicknesses of foam. 2, 3, 4, and 6. All right. All right. let's let it dry. While that's drying, we're going to come in here and we're going to knock out this little 3mm guy here. There we go. Stick this over the circle that we have marked there. There we go, nice and clean. And we're going to cut around the outside. There we go, beautiful. All right, now the 4mm. Just like that. Look at that. All right, there's our 6, a 4. All right, now here's another 6 that we got to do. Now this one's kind of tricky. We're gonna cut all of our straight cuts like this. All right, now we're going to come in and make our round connecting cuts. All right, there we go. Now, oh, nice. When you've got a super sharp blade, that makes all the difference in the world. All right, there you go. Check that out. Super glue down there. All right, we've got it on the whole bottom of our piece. All right, there we go. Check that out. Wow. We're going to bevel this with the Dremel. All right, there we go. We've got a little tiny cut right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some super glue in there. All right, we're going to all right, there we go. Nice little fix. All right, there we go. We just stuck everything together. All right, now we're going to start building this cool little contraption on the top of our binoculars. We've got all of our pieces of foam here ready to go. We've got 2mm, 4, 6, and 10. And what we're going to do first is this. We're going to come in with these 2 pieces right here. Now what we're going to do is this. We have our wood burner all set up and it's heated up. And we're going to come in and we're going to burn this line right here. This is like that. Perfect, that's all we wanted. All right, now we're going to come in with our brass tube. There we go. Perfect. There we go, just like that. Wood burned line, and we poke the holes out with a brass tube. Now, okay, let those dry. Now while those are drying, let's come in and cut a couple more pieces out. There's 2mm and a 10mm. All right, so what we're going to do is this. We're going to come in with another brass tube. Actually, that's not it. That is it. All right, so we're going to use the brass tube for this 10mm piece. All right, we're going to, there we go. Oh yeah, there you go, right on the money. That's what we wanted. This is ready to stick. Super glue down there for the bottom of our piece. It's nice and wet. Now we're gonna... Perfect. Stick it down. All right, let's get it to bond. All right, that's what we wanted right there. And we're gonna cut right through our piece. Follow. There we go. All right, look at that, man. That's a nice detail with the wood burned line, the two holes, and that. All right, there we go. Check that out. Cool. Okay, now these pieces are gonna go along with this section right here. So what we've got is we've got an inch thick piece of foam here, 24 millimeter. We're gonna cut this piece out and then we're gonna kind of shape part of it. And then we've got these two 4 millimeter pieces. So what we could probably do is we could go ahead and knock out these. All right, then we'll come in with our X-Acto for our cuts that have the curves on them. We've got our two 4 millimeter pieces. Now we're going to cut this thick 1 inch piece on the bandsaw. All right, there we go. We've got our side view cut. All right, now let's transfer our template over to the front view. Just like that. All right, see what we did? We did our cut on this side, then we rolled it over and we cut this side. And now we're gonna shape this with our Dremel, all right? Oh, that looks good. Really shaped. Okay, as you can tell, we have a straight edge cut here that's going to line up with this line right here. All right. All right, there we go. Let's let those dry. Line it up right up against. All right, there we go. Look at that, nicely shaped. Wow, we've got the straight edge on this side because we're going to be putting our little veins in here. Look at that thing. Cool. All right, so what we're going to do is we're only going to put one of these on. There's supposed to be two, but we're only going to put one on. All right. There we go. Nice. All right, man, all the little details. All right, now we're gonna cut these pieces that are gonna go along here. All right, so what we've done is this. We have a 4 millimeter piece. We came in and made our measurements 1/8 of an inch apart, right here and right here. We need a 6-inch long piece for each one, and these are our marks. All right, so we're gonna come through with our box cutter and we're gonna cut those out. Just like that. All right, what do we got? Oh my goodness, check that out. Okay, we actually messed up here. We were supposed to cut it off at 6 inches and we didn't. So now we're gonna have to go through and cut each one. We've got our line here. So we thought we were being efficient, but it turned out that we messed it up. But it's okay because we have our line on every piece, so we're going to cut them all out. All right, there we go. That's it. Just do it a little bit at a time. Take your super glue, make a thin bead, lay it down, and then we'll just get it done around most of this body shape right here. Dig that. We just took our time, we put them all on. Look at how crazy that is. Wow. All right, you've seen us before. A lot of times we seal it as we're building it. Every once in a while we wait and we seal it at the end. But when you wait and you seal it at the end, you don't want to cook anything too hot. You don't want to separate any glue. All right, there we go. Check that out, man. Wow, crazy. Look at that. Look at all that stuff on the back, man. That is so cool. All the little recesses and cavities and the multi-stepped layering in there. Man, really cool. And our switch at the top and their little ribs around the body part. Our 3 gizmos up at the front. Man, this is a swell prop right here. Wow. All right, that pretty much wraps up the build portion of our Stormtrooper binoculars. Ha ha ha! All right, we're out at the spray stand. We're gonna coat our binoculars with our Plastidip. And you know what we always say, even if you're outside in a well-ventilated area, do not spray without your respirator. Really easy on this one. Not a whole lot of hidden areas in here. We had to kind of tilt the can sideways and kind of spritz inside some of these little tight areas in here, but we got it. We didn't pool it up anywhere. It's not dripping wet. There we go. All right, let's let it dry all the way through, and then we're gonna paint it. This is gonna be a really easy paint job. All right, we're out at the spray stand. We're going to spray our binoculars with our matte finish white. All right, there we go, looking good. This is a matte finish white. It's got a little bit of a shine to it right now because it's still a little bit wet, but when it dries, it should be fairly matte finish. All right, there you go. Let's leave this alone, and then once it dries, we're gonna come in and bang it up. All right, so what we're gonna do first is we're gonna come in and we're gonna do a mud wash on this thing. You've seen us do this before. We just come in with a little bit of brown and a little bit of black and some water. All right, there we go. Nice and muddy. All right, now we're gonna get a paper towel ready. Really simple stuff. We're gonna come in. Alright, we're just going to now we're just going to keep going. Nice. All right, look at that. All right, that is a super dirty white set of binoculars that has been outside getting dirty for a long time. All right. All right, now we're going to come in and we are going to get our black, just our regular black. That's it. Just take your time. All right, there's both lenses. That's one coat. Now we're going to come to this side, do the same thing. We're going to cut in. All right, so we've got our mud wash all over the whole thing. Nice and dirty. We've got black where the two sides of the lenses are. Now we're going to come in with our wrought iron. All right, this is a really dark, it's a dark gray, has a little tiny bit of blue in it. Now what we're going to do is this, is we're going to come in Look at that. Wow. Wow, man, that is some sweet, sweet, awesome scratching. Look at that. Makes it look like it's been banged off and you can see the metal underneath it. Wow. All right, now this is going to be just a tiny little detail, really tiny. But we're going to come in, we're going to get some silver on our brush, and we're going to come in here right into this really thick area. All right, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to come in and we're going to drop a little silver. Right into some spots like that. So what that's... All right. Really subtle little detail, but that is nice. All right, check it out, man. Look at how sweet that looks. That is a dirty, nasty, weathered set of binoculars right there. We came in after we painted it with our matte finish white. We came in with our mud wash and slopped it all over and smeared it around and rubbed it and didn't rub some of it off and rubbed other pieces of it off just so it looks inconsistent and it has that nice, really grody, dirty feel. And then we came in with our wrought iron and we went in and we hit all around the edges. Man, that really makes it look like this thing's really gouged up and the edges are all chipped off. And then we came back in with tiny little itty bitty tiny hits of silver right in here just to make it look like it's gotten gouged so hard it went down to the raw steel. Real subtle but nice little detail. All right, man, love that. That is nice. All right, so with that last detail, putting the little silver hits in there, that brings our Stormtrooper binocular build to a close. All right, there we go. Told you, that was super easy. Finishing the build was totally easy. Really simple stuff went into making these. Just simple cuts, layering up, easy stuff. Easy spines on here, all this was easy. And the paint job was totally easy. We sealed it, sprayed it with a matte finish white, and then we came in with our cruddy mud wash, got it all dirty, kind of smeared it around, dabbed it off, left some, make it inconsistent, and added a nice layer of crud to it. And then we came in with our wrought iron and added this cool detail that totally looks like chipped up steel. And then added in the tiny little silver hits just to make it look like it was so deep it went to raw steel. But easy stuff, man, totally easy. So that concludes making EVA foam Stormtrooper binoculars part 2. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.